Kunanwin stands up and he gives a small bow, and then he walks out the door. But he stands outside.
Klaus also gets up and gives teeny tiny bow and waits Korin. He's like, I'm not going anywhere without my brother.
He stands up and inclines his head towards the guildmaster and walks out.
Mm-hmm. And I follow, like a lost little duckling.
Right when they get to the door, Kunanwin looks at both of them. Who is weakest?
I'm sorry?
That's a matter of opinion, really.
Weakest?
I guess that's a matter of opinion.
If I were to punch you, who would go down harder?
Okay, Claus looks at Korin like...
Yeah, I honestly have no idea how to answer that.
Okay, just to make things easier, he means who has the least combat ability, correct?
In that case, Claus slowly raises his hand. I'm not combatant.
Yeah, it's like Coons just starts walking around him and just like observing.
Well, he's a robed 5'6" tiefling without horns, so.
It's like he kneels down and looks him dead in the eye on his level. I will protect you.
I forgot I was muted, but that's so cute.
I heard it! I heard you!
Yes, still heard it through the other microphone.
Oh, this is getting fun already.
Me?
So, now, all of you are... So, do you guys want to use the rooms on the ships or your own bedrolls and tents?
I'm gonna use the room on the ship.
Okay.
Yeah, even for me, from a point of diplomacy, it's rather rude to refuse such a thing from someone who is obviously in a position of great power.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of which, you are all free to wander the ship or do as you like until you need to sleep. So, if there's anything you'd like to do, just let me know and we can do that. Within reason, of course. Firing every cannon on the ship at a whim is probably going to have consequences. Oh, good God, I gave him ideas.
Yeah, you just gave me the idea. What would happen if a massive thunderbolt struck the ship and split it in half?
No!
You're lucky I'm not playing Raymond, because Raymond will be taking over the ship in a heartbeat. Just for the cannons!
Oh, God, I really did dodge that bullet. Anyway, yeah, so what would you all like to do?
Korim's gonna get some you know what kata is, right?
No, I do not.
It's basically going through the motions of kata.
Kata, as you're going to do some kata. Yes, I get that.
Yes. Although for Korim, a little bit more like dancing, but...
Yeah, I think Claus is gonna jump a little bit on the bed because he's never had beds that big or so before. It's like, oh.
And
yes,
as you're jumping on the bed, you see Koon just off in the distance, just kind of staring at you from the shadows.
Okay. So Koon's outside.
Yeah.
Okay. First of all, Dogi, those beds are like those really fancy 4-poster beds.
You had just made Klaus's day. It's like, bang!
Korim is practicing this kata.
Yep.
Kun, you are staring when all of a sudden you feel a hand clap you on your shoulder. So how'd you do it?
He slowly turns over his shoulder to look at who just clapped him on the shoulder.
It's the larger of the two bodyguards that you saw with Mr. White earlier. The smaller one, the one who spoke, stands a few inches behind him with a smug grin on his face. How'd you do it?
Do what?
I know, convince everyone you're this big, scary, the Hellhound. Come on, what's your secret? Get someone else to do it for you, pay them to get all the kills and then you take the glory? That kind of arrangement? Come on, share with me. One mercenary to another.
If I give you what you want, will you leave me alone?
Yeah, sure, hey. No hard feelings, I'm just curious.
Alright, so I'm going to activate... I'm going to activate one of his abilities. And I'm going to describe it. Suddenly, Kuna Onwin's shadow elongates, then contracts back onto his body. Then Kun Onwin's body bursts into black flames. His eyes begin to glow red, and he's just unmovingly staring at the person talking to him.
And yes, even though Korim's going through the motions of his thing, he's paying attention to what's going on in the corner.
So intimidation with advantage, right?
This is
pretty much, yeah.
But yeah.
But you do get a +2 on your intimidation.
All right.
So yeah, would you like to make an intimidate roll?
Sure. Why not? 19.
You got a 19?
Yes.
All right. That's a neat trick. The smaller man says. Your illusion there. I get it. The larger man is also making the same smug look, but you notice he seems to be putting on a bit too much of a show for it to really be convincing. Alright, Mr. Lee. Let's leave the Hellhound here to his own devices, shall we? See you around, sir. They both leave.
He disables the darkness. He disables the darkness on him.
I'm sorry, but he disables the darkness.
Would you prefer I attack it?
Would you be surprised if I said yes? Alright.
And you called Jay a edgelord.
I was thinking the exact same thing.
So was I.
Now, is there anything else you'd like to do?
So did Dogi's character
sorry?
see it?
Nope, he was too busy bouncing on the bed.
Well, that answers that question.
Yeah.
But I believe that Korim did, yes?
Yes.
Yee. So then, is there anything else you'd all like to do?
Sure, they're laughing about the doodles I posted.
Yes.
Yes.
I have not seen them because it's a little tricky to go from Skype back to PC.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Especially when sharing screens.
Yeah.
Anyway, but I'll definitely look at them afterwards. I'm sure I would enjoy them quite significantly.
All right. Kun knocks on the door.
That would
Claus
be
instantly
Claus's
stopped
guess?
bouncing. Don't tell anyone I did that.
All right. And said, "Are you in there, Klaus?"
Yes? Korim, help!
Korim's outside, he can't hear that.
Oh, damn it!
Did you eat
Big enough
dinner?
help!
Oh, hold on, I am blue screening right now because somebody's looking after Klaus. What?
Did you eat dinner?
I think I didn't. I was too nervous.
Oh my god. The big badass. badass mercenary, the fussy mum of the group.
I'm just gonna pick out his hedgehog from his pocket. It's like, okay, I am very terrified. Help me.
Are you going to come out?
Okay, he's
by
gonna
the way,
take.
You didn't hear Dogi before, Claus before, but you do see all of this, so...
Yeah, at this point that I'm pretty much walking towards them.
Okay, I'm gonna take deep breath and then go open the door and I'm still holding the hedgehog in my arms because I need something to comfort myself.
Is that important to you?
I mean, he's my familiar, so...
Noted. I am trying to get Klaus to eat food.
That was just a mental image of
but
like a shoving.
But he is resisting my attempts. Do you have suggestions?
He can be like that with, well, especially with new people. We would pretty much be able to find the galley on the ship, wouldn't we?
Oh yeah, actually, they've got a kitchen set up that's basically set up buffet style, so you can go to the kitchen, go to the dining room, get what you need. You were told that by the old man let you know that about like an hour ago.
Yeah.
That's when you left.
Yep.
Oh, dinner and other refreshments will be provided, sirs.
Well, shall we at least get you to go have something to eat? To be honest, I'm rather hungry myself at this point.
What's all that crackling?
It is not I.
Sorry, that's me.
Josh has, Josh, Ash
Fiddly-dee!
has to do, Ash has to do some cooking today.
When he says some, he means I've got 3 cakes, 2 batches of brownies, and 2 lots of protein balls that I need to make before tomorrow.
That sounds like fun.
It is, actually.
I like baking too. I will exchange recipes after.
Yep,
Also,
I love it
just-
so much.
And Ari, what's with your two and having parental characters that are freaking terrifying? What is with you two?
Josh liked my ideal and stole.
Shame on you!
Shame, shame, shame.
So are we? So do we? So we're just. So you said it was buffet style. We just walk up and grab our food.
Exactly, you may do that.
All right. So Kuhn is going to grab a very well balanced meal. Lots of fruit and vegetables and a lot of meat. He's also grabbing juice. And he's grabbing two plates of it, and he's giving one of them to Klaus.
Indeed. Speaking of which, there are a lot of foods there that are considered to be luxuries. They've got plenty of meats, plenty of exotic fruits. Again, it is very clear just how wealthy these people are, and their technology is also clearly well above yours, because as far as you know, they don't have any magic, and yet they're able to preserve a lot of these meats and other perishables long past when they should have expired.
Without salting or pickling, I'm assuming.
Indeed. Oh, salting and pickling is still there, but even then it's much less than you'd think that would be needed. Either way, it's certainly impressive.
Klaus is gonna look down at his plate, then he looks at Korin. Did I just make a friend?
I think so.
You need strength. It'll be harder.
Yes, sir.
It'll be harder to protect you if you are weaker.
Klaus is gonna go sit down to eat. Quietly. Obediently. It's like, I'm not gonna argue with him.
Sorry, I was making that noise because I was just thinking, I can't stand half the foods that I'm going to list in a second. For going the meat, I'm going after fish, fruit, nuts, and vegetables. Fish.
Fish.
Yeah, sha.
Yeah, well, you're not catching any fish. What was that? It's like it's like a ghetto way
I
of saying
think Michael may have just had a stroke.
The thing is, I can cook it, but I can't eat it.
Aw.
And here's me, I live in Finland. Fish is like our main diet.
Yeah.
Along with reindeer. Anyways.
Yep. So Korim goes and sits with Klaus. So, what have you actually been up to the last few years since we last saw one another?
Okay, Klaus quickly swallows what he was eating and is like, well, I started my shaman training.
Yep. So, at the same time, I'm just thinking, someone who answers a question with just that is usually a don't push further.
Then again, I think he'd know because it's kind of reason why he left the family.
Yep.
Apparently I'm very good at it, but...
Did you enjoy it?
It's different, at least. A little weird. But it's fun.
Fair enough. You know I'm going to catch that for the most part.
Oh, right. And he takes out Mr. Fluffos and puts it on Corin's lap.
What did you call it?
Mr. Fluffles!
Yourself.
I know I called it
Sounds
Mr. Fluffy, but
impossible.
Mr. Fluffles sounds cuter, so... Meh!
A hedgehog.
Yes!
So I have about 5 things going through my head with that.
It tends to get a little lonely over there, so having a friend is good.
Yes. Yes, it is.
And his friend is a hedgehog.
Yes, whereas Korim's looking at it going, how do I pet you without getting myself stuck with your spines?
Klaus takes another bite of his food, notices what's going on, and he's like, you know, you can just stroke like this. And he uses back of his finger to stroke down the spines, and he doesn't get stung.
That works.
If you go along the spikes, you're not gonna get hurt.
So at this point, Korim's pretty much eating with one hand, well, using the fork with one thing, and then eating, wrong word.
Eating, Mr. Fluffle.
Hedgehog.
Don't eat my hedgehog!
No. Hitting the hedgehog with the other. Whoops.
Well done. Well done, all.
I mean, I guess that's why they call that fast food chain Sonic.
Okay, your character explodes before she can be part of the session.
Feed the hedgehog.
I gotta mute.
Well done, Josh. You killed your wife.
I was drinking when you said that.
I'm sitting here hard. What the heck?
I know, I heard her too.
I'll have to mute for a second.
So, it's official, Kun is the comically serious of the group.
Okay. Okay, I'm good. I'm no longer dying.
I'm glad that I didn't choke on my water just then.
Okay, Claus is gonna look for something that the hedgehog can actually eat, because hedgehog have really strict diet.
Yes.
And he's like, don't give him milk. Milk is bad for hedgehogs.
Milk's bad for most animals.
True, but there's so many stories about hedgehogs liking milk.
Yeah.
Right. As soon as everyone's done, as soon as Klaus is done with his food and Kun is, it's like bed now.
I forgot what it was like to have a father. I'm suddenly starting to remember things.
Before there was Papa Wolf, now comes Papa Scorcher.
Yeah, Klaus is gonna pick up Mr. Fluffles and take the plate where it belongs, and then go into his room.
Just don't go bouncing on the bed right after you've eaten.
It's so soft.
So, is Klaus and Kun retiring for the night?
Yes.
Okay, now, does Korim take the offer?
Yes. From a point of curiosity, but also...
Diplomacy?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Again, powerful person. Do not want to piss them off.
So yes, as per the note that was slipped into your pocket, you go to meet Mr. White in his office while everyone has retired. The office itself is bathed in a warm orange candlelight, shadows dancing across the walls. Mr. White stands to his desk, which is covered in maps and papers and other ledgers. Korim, thank you for accepting my offer.
Korim inclines his head. At this point, he's really just waiting to see what Mr. White has to say.
I confess, I am concerned. He moves to pour himself a glass of brown alcohol, offering you a glass.
You know what, which I will accept at this point. I don't normally drink alcohol, but sure.
Brandy, scotch, bourbon, or whiskey?
You'd have to ask someone who knows a thing about alcohol.
See, in real life, I drink most of those. I just don't drink brandy because of a horrible experience one night several years ago.
Mm-hmm. That's the one I couldn't tell you were drunk, wasn't it?
Yep, that was the night that I drank 2/3 of a bottle of brandy in the space of an hour.
Uh-oh.
Yep.
Story for another time.
Yes.
So, he sits back down at his desk, taking a sip. In a matter of internal war, my business is strict rules against non-interference. Your war is your own, and we have respected that. I realize your kingdoms do not trust us, but we've always avoided taking sides. He takes another sip of the alcohol. I'll be frank. It doesn't look good for Khan and his tigers. Circumstantial or not, Golden Lions being killed in his territory is suspicious, to say the least. I don't think we can doubt the honor of the Hellhound, but people like that, their honor can be taken advantage of. If you were to find convincing evidence that the Reds did indeed betray the truce, they slaughtered non-combatants, well, an act such as that frankly turns my stomach. It would become my moral and ethical obligation to give the Lions our full support against such vile oath-breakers. He's risen out of his chair, but he pulls back. Forgive me, my zeal gets the best of me. It has been both a weakness and a strength. You seem a good and honest man, Korim. I'm sure when the time comes, you'll do what's best for your nation. I shan't trouble you with the young merchants fretting any longer. Have a good sleep.
Thank you, sir. And for what it's worth, we appreciate your words. Anyway.
As you make the walk back to your cabin, one thought does inch its way into the back of your mind. If the Hawks supported the Lions, your victory over the Tigers would be all but guaranteed.